Hello everyone, and welcome to the second installment of Easy Depression Meals. Last time I taught you guys how to make my childhood favorite, which was a spaghetti sandwich. I used Chef Boyardee canned spaghetti and a pita pocket. This time I'm gonna go still simple, but also a little bit healthier. And also, because I am not currently depressed, I'll make this meal maybe just a tad bit more fancy, I suppose, but not too fancy because this is meant to be simple, quick, and the bare minimum of work when you just don't feel up to doing anything, but you want to feed yourself, and you want to feed yourself semi-well. So here we go. So for today's recipe, we are making ramen noodle lettuce cups. So what you're going to need is ramen noodles. Any type is fine. I do prefer a non-soup ramen noodle, and I do really like fire ramen because it's more flavorful. Like if you get regular Maruchan chicken flavor, it's kind of bland. So anything that's more spicy or more has a stronger, say onion or garlic flavor, or something that's really heavy on the seasoning works the best. But I prefer this one just because it's easy, no soup, meant to be like a dry noodle, and it's also really spicy. So if you won't feel like torturing yourself, it's a good option. This one's the jjajangmyeon version, so it's like the black bean noodle version. Next, you will need lettuce. So I have here these, I used one already, but this is romaine lettuce. These are my favorite for lettuce cups, even though there are a lot of different other types of lettuce. This was cheaper because I'm broke, so I'm using these. But if you go to the grocery store, you can find romaine lettuce that's been pre-washed and pre-cut, so all you have to do is open the package. I definitely know that Target offers them, and it's not that expensive. I think it's $2 and change for a box of one head of romaine lettuce, whereas this one, it has 3 of them, and I paid, there's no price on this, but I paid about the same amount, and there are 3 heads of romaine lettuce. So because this is what I have, I'm going to have to prepare it myself. But do keep in mind that you can buy pre-washed and pre-cut romaine lettuce, so you don't have to do any of the work yourself. But for this video, I'm gonna have to do it. Alrighty guys, here's my lettuce, all nice and washed. I just cut the butt off and then I rinsed it under some water. So we are good to go. Okay, next we are going to make our noodles. I'm squatting because the camera's on the counter. But here we go. So we're just going to open the noodles. I've had water boiling this entire time. But here is the noodles. I'm just going to use the noodle block. And we are going to put it in our liquid. Oh, there goes that. I'm going to take out the seasoning. I'm actually not going to use the dry seasoning because there's pieces of meat in there, and I really just would rather not use it. And we are going to dump out the little remnant pieces. And we're just going to let that boil. And here's the sauce that I'm going to use later. Alrighty guys, we are back. Sorry that's a little dark. You're actually in my kitchen cabinet because that's the only place that I could put the camera. But the noodles have a couple seconds left of cooking. It's been a couple of minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to drain the noodles, put the sauce packet in, and because I want to make it extra nutritious, I'm going to put a little bit of nutritional yeast seasoning. I really do put this in everything that I make just because I don't know about adding delicious flavor to foods, but it is high in B12, and I think everybody needs a little bit more B12 in their lives. So I'm really just going to drain the noodles, add this, and then add the sauce, mix it up, and we are good to go. All right, here we are. We are gonna drain this. So, I mean, if you have more resources, you can add like tuna or like an egg or anything simple. I mean, if you're motivated enough to do so as well. But honestly, when you're feeling down and you just need to eat something and you don't want to eat like a bag of chips or something because you want, you know, real food, quote unquote, and not junk food. So you're attempting to make something, but making things is just so hard. Ow. Ramen noodles, oh, is a really great thing. I will say it's not the greatest thing for you, just based off of the fact that I think one block of ramen noodles is actually 2 servings instead of 1 serving per pack or something like that. But you know what? It is what it is. And you do what you can and you just do your best. So here is the sauce and the nutrition list. And according to the instructions, I'm supposed to be frying the noodle, but like nobody has time or motivation for that. So I'm just giving it a quick mix. So you can see like all the steam coming up from it. But once it's all mixed, we are ready to make our lettuce cups. Alrighty guys, so this is my spread. I have my romaine lettuce here, which I'm not going to eat the entire head because that's a lot of lettuce. I have my ramen noodles in the same pot that I cooked them in because I don't need to be cleaning another pot. So I also have this ranch dressing right here. So I usually use mayonnaise because that's what I have at home, but this time we're getting fancy with some ranch. Okay, so the issue here is I'm getting too fancy for a depression meal. But what it really is that like, 1, I'm doing okay right now for the moment. And 2, I want to show something that's really, really simple, but not really bare bones, but still bare bones enough that if you don't have anything else in your house, this is an option. This is a little fancy. You could have just made the ramen noodles and just eaten the ramen noodles, but we're doing it more healthily, I guess. So this is like a pretty complicated depression meal. It's gourmet depression. I also think doing it this way is kind of fun because it's very Korean barbecue-esque, and who doesn't love Korean barbecue? All right, so what you're gonna do first, you're gonna take your lettuce. This is too small of a piece. You need it real cup size. Okay, so you're gonna take your lettuce, and I just squeeze like a line of ranch down. Oop, that's a lot. Oh, that's too much. Sorry. Down the leaf, just like this. And then you're going to get your ramen noodle. And also this kind of makes a mess, but I think that's part of the fun. And I think depending on your level of depression, like self-care is really important, they say. And self-care is awesome. And if you can do it, great. And I think that having something fun and just different that kind of gets you out of the same mundane, boring routine is important. So you lay it on top like this if you want to be fancy, and if you don't, you just put the lettuce in your mouth and put the ramen in your mouth. So you make a little boat, or someone else could do this for you if you have anyone, and then you just eat it. It's spicy. It's so spicy. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've had fire ramen. This is so spicy. water. And also, the spiciness can just help relieve your pain of living. Yes. That's really what I equate it to. Like, I'm suffering already. Let's suffer more with spicy food. But this is pretty much what you do. But seriously, my passion for fire ramen runs very deep. And honestly, this is like gourmet depression. You have carbs, which may or may not be important to you. Oh, so hot. And vegetables, which is so important because honestly, you know as well as I do that when you don't feel well and you don't feel motivated to do anything, the last thing that's important to you is what you put in your body. And you can spend so many days not eating anything or subsisting on like potato chips or cookies, or say for me, you know, like pieces of cheese, like 3 pieces of cheese and like 3 pieces of salami like a day for weeks. And it's not really good for you. And I always say that something is better than nothing, but more is more. So this is one of my favorite meals next to the spaghetti sandwiches, which is my ultimate favorite. But I hope this helps some of you guys. If anybody is watching, if you want to try this, I think they're pretty fun. It's especially helpful if you get somebody else to do this for you and you just get presented the lettuce cups. But if you're feeling up to it, I do suggest this. I just got dripped on. I think it's fun, it's healthy, it's as good as you can get it, and it's tasty. So this is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!